Dear viewers, welcome back to our channel. Now, Kipchumba Murkomen had a very bad day yesterday. In fact, he was so mad to an extent that he had to attack KTN directly, verbally, and denounced the poll results that were actually aired on KTN Prime. Before we get to the details, please, ladies and gentlemen, you can take your moment and subscribe below there if you're first time visitor. And I hope you're feeling well as usual. I always like to know how you're feeling, but I hope you're feeling well. So let's go to this poll that were conducted in the streets of Nakuru. KTN released a video showing one of their staff conducting a street poll results, or rather street polls, that indicated that Wajackoya had beaten William Samoei Ruto in the streets. Now, dear viewers, we normally tell you that, do not, and I repeat, politicians should not ignore Wajackoya. I mean, the effect of Wajackoya is being felt on the ground, and especially with the youths. That generation has welcomed Wajackoya because, initially William Samoei Ruto had invested in the hustlers narrative. Now Wajackoya has come into the limelight as a real hustler, because the biography, like we said previously, that indicates that he was in the streets, raised by the streets, so he's actually a street hustler. Now, these mock polls that were conducted in Nakuru County put Dr. William Samoei Ruto as number 3 with 9 votes. And Wajackoya took the second position with 10 votes. Of course, RAILA took the first position with 50 votes. So I think this irritated Senator Murkomen to an extent that he directly channeled his guns on the KTN Prime News.
Sasa tutulieni, nataka tupige kura, manake kilele cha shughuli hii ni kura. Kura zetu ndo hizo kura nazo ni nyingi leo, vituo vote vimeshamaliza. Sasa haya, mmoja iweke huku, mmoja utaweka huku, alafu mmoja nishikie microphone. Dada nishikie microphone. Ni mzuri sana. Tutulie. 1 2 3. Tunaanza kwanza. Atuhesabu kwanza, tunaweka tofauti kwanza. Hapa tunaambiwa William Ruto. Kura ya maoni ya wakazi wa Nakuru, William Ruto. Hapa kuna Ruto. Hapa kuna baba. Kuna kura ya Wajackoya.
Thirty 32, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50.
Tulieni. Oda, kuna zawadi. Haya, kuna zawadi. Oda, kuna zawadi. Oda. Kuna zawadi Yes. Kuna zawadi haraka hapa. Nataka kuuliza swali la kwanza.
Yes.
Je, Raila Odinga mgombea mwenza wake ni nani?
Martha Karua.
Haya, shuka. Na William Ruto mgombea mwenza.
Gachagua.
Sawa. Sasa tumemaliza na kura za hapa. Wakazi wa Nakuru wameamua kwamba katika kura ya maoni wamesema kwamba William Ruto na Kenya Kwanza wamepata kura 9. Yes. Alafu Wajackoya ameng'oa kura 10. Alafu na Raila Odinga akiwakilisha Azimio amepata kura 50.
We don't know whether these were, he said, in his attack that at one point when the KTN staff was actually when he kept asking the supporters if whenever anybody told him that he was a UDA, he said that this staff would feel sad, like it's like he wanted people to just say that I'm a Wajackoya candidate, I'm a supporter, I'm a RAILA supporter, but not a UDA supporter. I mean, that is what Senator Murkomen is trying to tell us, that he noticed or he observed the make of faces whenever somebody said he supports UDA. So I think Senator Murkomen has actually every right to feel mad about that. Of course, if the person you're supporting, comes the last, of course you'll be mad. But if the person you're supporting, tops in the list, you'll be happy. When the same polls were conducted in Nyeri, in the streets, Ruto was number 1. I think Senator Murkomen did not talk about this. So I think there is double standards here being applied, because if you feel mad about the street polls, then why not talk about it even when your candidate wins? You should also say that these are fake. Remember, in the Tifa polls, when William Samoei Ruto used to lead, KENYA Kwanza had no problem with the polls. But sooner, after RAILA took over, then these polls, they have issues with them. In fact, they go to an extent of saying that the polls are fake. So we know that, like we said in the previous analysis, polls are very important for our digestion. We, the common mwananchi, use the end product, which is the result, the number. That is what we're interested in. And this shows the power that our candidate has on the ground. If poll results were not there, then we will not be knowing who actually has a strong following, because it's a scientific way of knowing who is performing better in terms of the campaign and the ratings. So the poll results, the polls, we as common mwananchi welcome them 100%. Now the ones that are conducted by KTN, those are just mock polls, but again, they are indicators, and as Kenyan citizens, we support the indicators, because at the end of the day, they can actually convince someone who was undecided on which way to follow. So, Senator Murkomen, however rightful it could have been, but he should know that we as citizens have a right to this information. And that should send a shockwave to the KENYA Kwanza team that watch for Wajackoya. Dear viewers, we said that the probability of around 2, it's almost assured, especially with the entry of Wajackoya. Now look at the polls that were conducted in the streets of Nakuru, and Nakuru is within is next to Eldoret, and William Ruto's bedroom is Eldoret, and by default even Nakuru is partly the bedroom of William Samoei Ruto. So we are saying as Yoleno TV that polls are okay. They should not be disputed as they have been disputed just because your candidate is not taking the lead. So the polls are okay, whether they're conducted in the streets, whichever method, but they are indicators. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to leave you there. And as usual, if you're a first-time visitor, we always encourage you to please subscribe to our channel. But if you are a regular subscriber, happy that you're back and you always watch our videos. Once again, I'd like to thank you all so much for taking your time to watch our video. Bye-bye. See you later.